Hey, hey, hey! So, welcome back to Unlicensed and Unbothered. I'm Diva.
And I'm Nuha, and oh my gosh, we haven't introduced ourselves in so fucking long and
Mm-hmm.
introduced our podcast. It takes me back to episode 1, and guys, we're on episode 22, so it's been a long time.
That's insane. I know, but I don't know what's in the air this week, but I feel like everything feels a little off. Like, I'm not being dramatic, right? So, it's just been a bit restless. So, I've been kind of bouncing between being overstimulated and kind of checked out. So, one second, I'm doing my own thing, watching a movie, not really sure, trying to plan out my future, planning, a trip somewhere. But like the next thing I'm doing is literally nothing. And that's not an exaggeration. Like I'm laying down on my bed, I'm not doing anything, wondering why nothing feels exciting, you know?
Honestly, I've been feeling that too. Like, I'm doing everything, I'm writing, honestly, I've been showing up to uni. Again, guys, proud of me. I've been
Good job.
turning in assignments, doing mini quizzes, but something feels off,
Mm-hmm.
hollow. It feels like I'm craving something and I don't even know what it is. And the weird part is, I don't think it's just me who feels like this. I feel like a lot of people are feeling like this right now.
Yeah, it's not. I feel like it's in the air, but I feel like
Mm,
I keep saying I feel like I don't know what's wrong with this is what I mean. But
yeah,
literally, this is what we're talking about in today's midweek meltdown, right? So the quiet, blurry midweek energy where everything feels like a little too much and like not enough at all, where
mm,
you're not sad, you're not burnt out, you're just off,
yeah.
I've said that enough, but when we really sat with it, we realized so many of us are going through the same thing. Like we've all got different lives and different struggles, but we're all craving the same thing underneath it.
Exactly. I feel like we're craving softness and
Mm,
just stability, and also to be chosen without having a whole ass performance,
mm,
and honestly to feel safe without having to prove our worth first. So this week's segment breaks everything down from the
mm.
way modern dating makes love feel like a transaction to
Yeah.
how we started believing we're only as valuable as what we produce. It's a quiet kind of grief that no one really talks about?
Yeah, so we're unpacking that, right? It's the craving for comfort without catch, right? So for like intimacy without having some competition, for love, rest, validation without having to earn it. Like it's
Mhm.
not just about romance, right? Either. It's like when you show up in friendships, in family dynamics or even in how we talk to ourselves.
Exactly. So there's been this unspoken belief that you have to be impressive to be worthy. And we want to push back on that, basically. So if you've been feeling like you're kind of falling apart, like you're running on low and still expected to give a lot more, just want to say we see you. And this episode is especially for you.
Yeah, I mean it's not about fixing anything, right? It's not a self-help guide. We're just like naming that ache that's in you and kind of like sitting in it together. I feel like that's such a weird way to put it, but that's
So
that's
yeah.
what we're doing because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is admit you're tired of pretending you're fine.
Exactly. And reminding yourself that needing softness is not weak,
Mm.
and wanting a person to care for you isn't being needy. And you're just allowed to want more than survival.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. Let's be honest about what we're all here quietly reaching for and why it's okay to want that without having to apologize for it.
Hmm.
So, you know what I've been thinking about lately? How so
What?
many of us act like we don't care, right? So we're detached or above it all, right? But under that, I feel like we're all just craving, like you mentioned, softness, right? To feel chosen or to feel safe and appreciated and loved and
Exactly,
wanted.
literally. Even the
Mm,
people who are like, I don't do love or I'm so much better alone, they still want it. They still want
mm.
love. They still crave a relationship. They just don't want to admit how badly they want to be loved, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes you don't even realize how much you need it until you're in a moment where I feel like you almost get it or
Mm,
you think you do. And then you find yourself doing something dumb or impulsive because deep down you just want someone to see you or, appreciate you.
Deepa, okay, be honest with me. Have you ever done something really dumb for love?
I mean, yeah, of course I have. Have you?
I mean, haven't we all done something dumb? I can think of, oh, sorry, like a bunch of things I have done.
Yeah, like I swear, one thing I've done is try to change myself to fit
Mm.
the kind of girl they wanted or they liked or they told me, their type was. Like when I was
Oh
in
God,
my
that.
teens, yeah, like my teenage years, I feel like something that I truly craved is being wanted. Like it was
Mhm.
stupid, right? I don't need that now. Obviously, I've grown as an individual. I've learned that being there for myself and, other company other than relationships, not like, I mean, like, um, with a significant other is, enough. But I feel like
Yeah,
back then it was a lot like, I felt like love meant getting validation from males and I craved it. So anytime I
yeah,
spoke to a guy and I was like, wow, I'm really interested in him. I find him attractive. And it was very like surface level because I was young, I was a teenager.
yeah. That's the thing, right? It's
Mm.
not weird to crave connection, and it's honestly not even embarrassing to want to be chosen.
Yeah.
There's no age where this goes away. You don't really grow out of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like no one wants to be the person who says it out loud first. Because I feel like in our generation, or just like recent generations, right? I feel like we're scared of being too much, right? Too honest, too open. So we just end up playing this game of pretending not to care while we care so much it hurts.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us confuse wanting love with being weak, but guys, love isn't weakness. It's
Mm.
honestly, it's biology, guys. It's history and it's like being a human being.
Yeah, like okay. Let's kind of turn this on Nuha and I so you can kind of connect with us because I feel like we speak a lot, we give you advice, but I feel like sometimes it's one way where maybe you guys can't truly see, the kind of people we are. So let me ask Nuha a question, right? Okay, let me think of one. Hmm.
Ooh.
So, have you ever felt like you were begging to be chosen, even if you never said it out loud?
I mean, I don't know if I truly begged someone, but I learned from a very young age. My mom always like put in me, you have to like do not do what a guy wants. But sorry, what was the question again? There was just a bunch of people going around, and I had to like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
lost count.
So, have you ever felt like you were begging to be chosen, even if you never said it out loud? But okay, let me rephrase it,
Wait,
right?
from a friendship, because I have a
No.
friendship
Yeah,
now. From a
yeah. I
love,
mean, I feel like one thing we're speaking about today is like relationships in all aspects, whether it be friendships,
okay.
significant others,
Because if
parents.
it's friendship, then I have like a
Mm,
bunch of stories. So I've always been this quiet kid, right?
yeah.
I've been a shy kid. Diva knows this,
Mm-hmm.
and I I always struggled with finding a friend or like being friends with someone because I do not know what to say, what to do, and like, just not knowing what to say. I would like, if I talked when I was young, this is actually really sad and I'm kind of outing myself, but when I was young, I would just talk to like a person in class and I'm like, oh, are we now friends? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're
Yeah.
friends. And it honestly hurt me. Like, it was annoying. And I'd always be left out in some group outings and stuff. And there was this time, like a point where I was never a rowdy child. I was always by the books. But there was a time where I would like not break, kind of break into like houses and stuff to please a group of friends. Diva knows what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
this one friend. She was my best friend for a long time. When she was beginning to change, but honestly, it was her true self, where she was not really changing. She was becoming her true self. She was just hiding it from me. I felt like, oh, I need to change to like stay friends with her. And this group of people that I was hanging out with
Hmm.
were they were teenagers. They were would
Ruthless.
very ruthless, will break into like places, abandoned homes, not actual homes, like abandoned homes, and where we live, where I used to stay. Well, I still stay there.
Mm.
There's a lot of abandoned homes or like homes that are getting renovated, and also like movie theaters where we would make a mess with our popcorn, and I would be like, I have to do that to like be included
Be
because
accepted by them.
exactly. And it honestly felt really shitty because I was like, I'm not being me. And whenever we get in trouble, they will put me in first because I know how to talk to people. And I'm also like, people will look at me as innocent, right? So
Yeah.
they'll like put me in front to like talk to them and be like, hey, like, it's not actually, we didn't really do that. Like, and we deeply apologize. And some of the guys will come and like help me out, but a lot of them would just like run away. And I've always, sorry,
No,
were you
I
gonna say
I
something?
wanna I wanna speak on this actually. I feel like your story kind of a lot of people can relate to, especially like our younger audience. That's kind of like
Yeah.
making new friends, maybe going into middle school, going into high school, going into university or whatever. Or even getting a job. I feel like all aspects, like many different times in
You
your life, you're
change
going to
yourself. You
yeah,
try to
you're
change yourself to fit into that group. And I've
yeah.
done that most of
So have I. And that's
my
completely
teenage.
normal.
It's
But
completely normal.
I feel like there's only so much you should change in yourself before you start turning into a person that you can't recognize. And I feel like especially when you try to do things to please others, but it negatively impacts you, I feel like you should stop, consider it, think that, right, is this really detrimental to me, my mental health and stuff? And if it is, stop. Find better friends. There's about 8 billion people in this world. I promise you, there's always someone better to be friends with.
Exactly. And that's how I found Diva. Because she would be like, I think once you were like, Nuha, what you're doing is so fucking stupid. And then, like, I stopped because that was we were in the same school for a while. And then I moved to a different school and then I went back to that routine because it was a completely new school and it was a very small school, right? So everyone kind of knew each other. And I
Mm.
was this new kid who came in. And I was like, oh fuck, like I need to like kind of fit in and shit, which honestly sucked. But Diva, I have a question for you now. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, so what's something you did that felt embarrassing at the time, but now you just realize you were just craving a connection?
Yeah, okay. So I kind of before, like about 2, 3 minutes ago, touched on this. Um, One thing I like clearly remember is when me and my ex broke up. Obviously, this was a very childish relationship. I was about 14 years old, 14, 15 years old. And we were young. I thought I was in love. Everything was, rainbows and ice cream, but no, it wasn't. But after we broke up, I went through a very, very rough year where loads of things happened, and I was, I was going through a lot, right? And I started taking that out by, wanting to speak to people and make friends and stuff. But then I started realizing, wait, guys don't really want to be friends with me. They just see me weirdly sexually, and it was weird, and I was like, okay, well, if they don't want to be friends, subconsciously I was like, right, I want some validation. So I started talking to guys, and I don't mean like in some like weird, like extremely sexual way, just more so I'll see they don't want to keep the conversation going, but then I'd be really annoying, and I'd be like, I'd keep trying to make conversation. I can't really explain it without like going really into detail, but it was just like very, very, very annoying girl that just wouldn't leave them alone to a certain extent, where they'd be like, oh, if I was into this guy and he was like, oh, I hate you, I don't even care about you, like, haha, you're joking, I know you love me. And I was like, ew. Like when I think about it now, I'm like, that is so cringy, so gross, right? But I will never hate myself for doing that, right? And I feel like a lot of the times we as individuals judge our past actions and our past selves. But my viewpoint is, if I didn't do all that then, I wouldn't have learned now. And it's better then than it is now, because now I'm an adult. I've got adult responsibilities. I've got things are more serious in my life. And I'm glad I went through that as a learning curve so I can be better for myself and like my future self. So, yeah.
That's good. I feel like you learn when you're an adult, you kind of learn from when you were younger. And the things, honestly, guys, if you're teenagers listening to us, make make mistakes, but be smart. Because if you don't make these mistakes now, you won't learn from it.
Yeah. Also, you have access to all sorts of technology, which honestly I did
Exactly.
too. But
But
you
it was not
see
as
people,
advanced.
yeah, but you see people doing stupid things all the time. And I feel like you can also see the consequences that happen. Like you'll see like some
Exactly.
stupid teenagers like uh vandalize a mall or something and then get arrested. And I'm like, if you can see that happen, you see what happened to them after them getting arrested, going to juvie, you can
And
make
you
the
still
smart
want to do
decision
that?
of not
Yeah,
doing it, you know?
exactly. Because I know a bunch of like when we are young, we want to hang out with the popular group, especially when we're in like middle school, high school. Because like when you come into like university, you just want to like you don't really give a fuck,
Yeah.
because there's so much people here from different countries, and you don't even know who's popular or not. Especially because a lot of universities campuses are humongous,
Hmm.
but in high school, you're like, oh, I want to be with the popular group because they get to go to parties and stuff. One thing that stuck with me that someone had told me, I forgot who. I But they're like, you never know what's happening behind closed doors.
Mm.
You know? Like all these popular bitches, right? And especially in our school. Um, they would be throwing parties, having so much fun, and it'll be like, oh, like I want to be friends with them because I want to go to those parties.
Mm.
Wait, where am I even going?
I
But
have no clue.
I don't know,
You
guys.
said
I'm
you
just
said
really tired.
like you don't know what happens behind closed doors. Like, are they having parties and then getting their ass beat at home? Is that where you're going with this?
I think so because a lot of parents, especially, I don't want to stereotype, but it is kind of true. There's a lot of parents who don't give a fuck about their kids, and
Yes.
their kids, and most of those kids are popular, and
Yeah. Okay, okay. I
yeah.
thought like when you said stereotype, that was a very different way. I thought
Oh
this was gonna
no,
No,
for
I was
real,
gonna
like a
say because
lot
I've
of
seen a lot of detached parents from all different cultures.
Yeah, so like a lot of them are popular and they will project it on you, you know, and they will latch on to a very nice person and will make you do
Can
anything and
I can I give you guys an example of this actually? So, because we're talking about
yeah.
popular kids and stuff. So there was this guy, right, in my oh wait, before I continue, I just want to point out, guys, I am not skinny whatsoever, right? This has something to do with it. I'm not skinny. I'm not gonna say I'm like, ginormous because I'm really not, but I'm not skinny. I have curves, I have this and that,
And
I've
she is
I've got
fucking
things.
hot and beautiful.
No, but my point is there was this guy in my school, right? In like every single grade. He was there till I graduated. He was, and I'm not trying to be mean about it. He was a lot bigger than me. He was like 4 me's. He was huge. Okay, doesn't matter. But my point is, right, and I'm only saying this because he was absolutely terrible to me. He used to bully the shit out of me, right? He was one of the people that did. And he like constantly was like, you're so fat, you're so ugly, you're so this, you're so that. And I was like, okay, okay, right. Are we self projecting? Because,
Mm.
baby, you and I are two completely different sizes. And guys, I'm not saying this to like get cancelled or anything, but it was literally like, Nuha and I, we hate bullies.
A lot of popular kids do project
Yeah.
because they would be like, especially in Dubai, they'll be like, oh, who's richer than the other, and
That is
like, oh,
insane. One thing
I'm
I've been taught and knew her, right? She, thankfully she's very blessed in life, so am I. But neither of us have ever, ever, ever judged someone on where they stay, how much parents their money make, what job their parents do, where they live. Like that is the weirdest thing to judge someone on. Like I need
mm,
to make this very clear. We don't tolerate bullies on this channel at all. We hate bullies.
we
So
hate them.
if you guys think we're harsh on bullies, I think you need to start reassessing your mindset about who you should be criticizing instead. And we do get
Exactly.
that everyone goes through their own thing, but Nuha and I have gone through a lot of shit together. Not once have we thought, right, let's take it out on someone that can't defend themselves.
Exactly. And what's it called? I remember I was that kid who people would bully because in our old school, a lot of it was next to a community where a lot of people
Hmm.
lived, and a lot of
Yeah.
people who went to that school lived there, including me. And I don't know why they kept on comparing houses. And there was this girl who had a smaller house than me, right? And she's like,
Mm.
my house is way bigger than you. My house is way bigger and better and a better like side of it. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I genuinely don't care. Like, good for you. And whenever, and oh my gosh, can we just talk about something I just remembered? Because my dad, he's obsessed with cars. He loves cars, and he has this really rare Jaguar. I don't know a lot about cars, but if you want me to, I can like try to search it up. But he has this very rare car, this specific Jaguar car that only like 10 are made. And I think at that time there were only two in the UAE, and he snagged it. Love that for him.
Mm.
Everyone became my friend after they saw my house and after they saw that car. Because they're like, oh my gosh, she's in a good place. She can buy me shit. And that is what hurt me because a lot of the popular kids started hanging out with me because they saw the car.
And
That car,
and if you've got about like three brain cells that are truly working, you will understand that they are using you for your money or your connections or whatever.
exactly. But I didn't give a fuck because I finally was getting friends and I
Yes.
was in the popular
Yeah.
group, you know? And even though I had a good amount of like I had a few friends and I still talk to them sometimes, but being in that popular group and also I'm a very shy person, you know?
Mm.
And the funny thing was I played netball with them for a good amount. And in netball, right, they would treat me completely differently. They'll be like, oh my gosh, we're besties and stuff. But then when we're walking to class, ignored. And I'm like, we're all in the same team. So why are you excluding me? But once they found out I have that fucking car and like they saw my house, because another person in the popular group lived he lived in the same compound as me, and I
Mm.
would never forget those days where they're like, "Oh my gosh, you live there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And they would always use me for my money, and I would let them because I was like, "Oh, friends," but never let that happen
Yeah.
to you. Never let that happen to you because
Learn
I
from our mistakes.
that was honestly really really bad on my mental health because I was like, are they truly my friends? Are they because I was always buying stuff for them and I would always be there for them. I would always be buying stuff for them and they still haven't paid me back.
And you
Very
don't
sad
know
about
her.
that.
I'm gonna use our relationship as an example, right? So there was a few years. I mean, now we're doing considerably better. I mean, for a few years we are. But then when Nuha first met me, I lived in an apartment with my mother. I didn't live in like some like nice, villa or whatever. Like now, for the past few years we have, but like before, not once did I ever expect Nuha that she'll cover it. Even now, right? I will every time we go out, I'm like, we're splitting it, right? Nuha's like, oh, I'll handle it. And I'm like, no, you won't. Because we've both eaten. We're both, going to play. We're gonna split it. Because I feel like one thing,
I was used to like
yeah,
buying
because
everyone
she
food
was
because they would
so
make me.
it was so normalized for her that even now till this, like, it's 2025, she's like, oh yeah, I'll just cover it. And I'm like, no, you don't need to, because I'm not here. I've not come out for dinner with you because I'm getting a free meal. I've come out for dinner with you because I'm getting to see you. Screw the meal, like, I wouldn't care if we were sat at home because I'm getting to spend time with you. And I feel like a lot of the times I've had a lot of friends, right? I've been through a lot of friendships and stuff. And some friendships are so surface level, you can understand so
Mm.
quickly. There was this girl that Nuha knows about, right? Her name starts with T, but I'm not going to continue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
This is like
um,
there's so many girls I could think of. And then she's
yeah.
like,
But then this girl especially, she was about 2 years younger than me. She was a lot more richer than me, a lot. She was doing a lot, like her mom, her whatever. She had a lot more money than me, living in a nicer house or whatever. And she started sleeping over, except I was like, she came to my house, right? And I'm ethnically Indian, right? So in my culture, it's very much, guests are treated like God. You feed them, you do whatever.
yeah, it's a very
Except
South Asian
this
thing.
this girl has no allergies, no food aversions, nothing. When she's at home, her mum tells her she eats everything. She comes to my house, my mum makes her like 10 dishes. My mum doesn't cook, sorry, the cook makes her like 10 dishes. She looks at everything. My mum asks her, what do you want to eat? The cook makes it. She comes home, she's like, I don't want this. I want to order KFC. I want to order pizza. I want to order this. I don't want this. My mum kept on spending hundreds and hundreds of dirhams ordering food from outside. And I was like, wait, why the fuck are we doing this? Because when I come to your house, um, I don't ever ask or get to ask for anything. It's whatever's at home, you eat or you don't, right? And I was like, that is completely fine. I've not been brought up to ask for anything. But then, later on, anytime I realized we were going out, we were going to the mall, we were coming back, I kept paying for the Ubers. She paid for nothing. And my mom brought this up, right? And then as a joke to her mom, like, haha. And her mom was like, what do you mean? I give her money. She has full access to my card. Why isn't she paying for one way at least? Why aren't they splitting it? She literally,
Mm.
and one thing I've realized this, right? I know a lot of people are fortunate and they're very, very giving, but because I've raised a lot of money for charity and so has Nuha, that a lot of people that are considerably from lower income families are a lot more giving because of all the things they've been through than people from higher income families.
Mhm.
That might be a bold statement. Agree to disagree, but that's something I've noticed, especially growing
I
up
just
here.
feel like if you're a good person, because I've also seen low income families who don't give
Oh
charity.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like I feel
One
like people
honest.
here, a lot of friendships in this country are very surface level. So if you find a friend in this country, good for you.
Good for you, because a lot. It's very like if you see. all kids want to be like their parents. So if they see their parents like that, obviously they'll become like that, you know? And that's what Dubai is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But yeah, what we're trying to say is like if you want more, get it. Like don't wait for it because like love, friendship, because we're talking about friendship, love, and not like
Mm-hmm.
love.
Yeah.
Because I'm very like loving a guy is very I don't do that. I can never love a guy. I don't know why. Like I feel like I've ingrained in my own mind like I'm gonna wait for my husband.
Yeah,
That's me.
yeah, guys, I
Yeah,
need to make sure she means that, like, you guys, she means that she can love someone, just not right now,
yeah,
because
I can.
that's not what
Yeah,
she's.
not right now.
Nuha,
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I
you
just
sounded
see, guys.
like you were asexual or something, babe.
No, no.
Nothing wrong with that,
Okay,
guys, but
nothing wrong with that. But what's it called, guys? I also have trouble like speaking right now because if you're my psychiatrist, please stop watching right now. I am off my meds, and I don't know why it's really affecting me. And I have like sentences in my mind. They're not coming out right, you
mm,
know. So these couple of episodes, I need to get back on my meds, but I don't know why I'm not back on them right now. But it's really hard. But I'm a type of person. I'm waiting for like my husband for everything, but even love. But like I haven't really loved a guy. I would like a guy, but I don't really know how to. That's just another part of me. I don't really know how to love. I think I only love my family and Diva, but I also, you guys know this. I don't know how expressions work. Not expressions, feelings. Expressions work like happy,
emotions?
sad, emotions. Yes,
You
that's what I
dumb
mean.
bitch.
So guys, emotions were in my mind. I just couldn't get it out. What's it called? Like, because I am depressed. Happiness, like, even when I was younger, I didn't really know what happiness, love, and everything felt like. Like, I could see it around, and I knew my parents loved me and stuff, and I would say it to them. But yeah, love is also thrown around a lot because some people just say it without meaning it. And I feel
Mm,
like it's very normalized for girls, you know?
yeah.
Because like when we're out, we're like, oh hey, bye, love you, and like I feel like love is more normalized. But because if someone says I love you, they really mean it. That's how I feel.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know where I'm going into right now, but just deal with me. Like I have like a fucking exam in like 6 days, so I'm out of it. I slept at 3 today, and I woke up at 6. And then I've been crazy. Like I've been also in the process of moving, so my mind has not been in the right place. But do you want to just go on? I don't know what I'm saying. Take over.
Yeah. I think what she's trying to say is that the idea of like love is can be found in so many different ways, right? Whether it be like, a relationship with a significant other or friendship or family or, loving your pet or,
Yes,
loving
yes,
something you do. It's a feeling, right? It's a feeling that can be
yes.
found in so many different things in
An
so many
emotion.
different ways. And if you ever fall in love with something, someone, somewhere, live it, feel it to your fullest potential, because a lot of people, like Nuha, don't have that privilege of feeling it yet, to a certain extent. And if you do,
Or don't even know
embrace
how
it.
that feeling is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even know what that feeling is.
Yeah.
So
So
if you do
embrace
feel,
it.
embrace it, feel it, like just
Appreciate it,
yeah,
because
yeah,
not
appreciate it.
everyone gets it.
Because commitment for me is very, very fucking scary.
Yeah.
But that is a conversation for a different time because we're going to wrap this little episode up. So thank you for listening to me, listening to us.
Yeah.
Honestly, just like dealing with like just me
Her
being
waffling.
yeah in this episode because I honestly don't know what this episode is, but that's our podcast. And
That's the whole point of a meltdown, a midweek meltdown.
Yeah, I'm currently having a midweek meltdown right now, and that's completely okay because I can't go see The Weekend. I am trying so hard to go see him, but I cannot. And I just need to say that on this podcast. But I will go see him. I'll find a way. But anyway, if you got any drama or decisions that you regret, or situationships that make, or even relationships that make zero motherfucking sense, please tap the link in our bio and submit to You Asked for This, and we will roast you, give you advice, tell you if you're wrong and or right with so much love. And so yeah, please go submit your little like confession. And I know you will miss us and all this craziness.
That's good. We like to leave you wanting more. So thank you so much for listening to us. Bye.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry for me today. Okay, bye. Love you.